It is no more or less than what one might have expected.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Yet if aught were to befall him, I could live with...
So this is where you've been. Come with me to the village entrance. The watchhead's waiting for you.
Let us speak with everyone we can think of who might know aught of use.
Might to find in town today.
These old bones can hardly...
Ah, you've returned. Good timing, too. I have questions for you. First and foremost, will you accompany me to the capital? My thanks. Are you ready to depart, or do you need some time to prepare? Very well. Speak with me once you've finished your preparations.
My bed calls, and I shan't resist.
Hail, if you've a moment to spare, I'd like a word. As you can see, we're rebuilding, a task that can always benefit from another pair of hands. What say you? Would you be willing to help? Excellent, you're a good sort. I'll not soon forget this. Here's what I need from you. A bask of saurians has made their nest outside the village. Though they're yet to cause any harm, their proximity makes the villagers uneasy. I'd like to enlist your aid in driving them away. I've prepared some explosive casks and left them by the village entrance. Use them to send the saurians scattering.
Saurians are monsters of fearsome strength, 'tis true. But I've yet to meet a foe that explosive casks can't scatter.
I quite agree.
Am I the first to notice we've all got different vocations?
Our respective abilities are unique as well.
I see it as a glad thing. We are well poised to supplement each other's strengths.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
No harm in picking with you.
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
We must not let down our guard. Let my magics grant you an elevated mood. We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Well, that appears to have sent some of the beasts reeling, at least. To finish the job, I'd have you drop a jar of poison into their nest. With any luck, the Saurians will realize that they chose a perilous spot and steer clear of the village boundary. But pray, take care not to drop it in the river. The villagers use that water on a daily basis. You must make sure your aim is true. Are we clear? Good. You'll find the jars of poison just outside the village. Toss one into the Saurian's nest, and your task is done.
Now we are to throw a jar of poison. Be sure to handle it with care, Master.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Very well. Speak with me once you've...
Somehow my feet always carry me.
Your aim could have been more precise, but I expect the Saurians will be discouraged nonetheless.
You've done, though I must say, your aim could use some work. All the same, that poison should keep the beasts at bay for the time being. Watching you got me thinking. Mayhap you've the sense to inherit the skills I possess. Or perhaps 'tis a little early for such talk. In any event, thanks to the work you've done for us today, the rebuilding efforts ought to proceed apace. And for that, I'm grateful.
A splendid accomplishment. Outstanding.
A laudable result. Just what I would expect of the Arisen.
Our efforts have been rewarded.
To have returned by now. Wait, is that you, Norbert? Oh, fie. I got my hopes up for naught. Wait, listen. Would you be willing to search for my brother? The brave fool said he was going to look for herbs and went off into the forest. I've seen no sign of him since. I'd go and search for him myself, only... it is a dangerous place. Understand? I'm not afraid of monsters. But 'twould hardly help anything if I were to run in there unprepared and get myself hurt now, would it? So I thought, mayhap you'd go in my place. You look like you could manage those woods better than I. Please, sir, I worry for my brother. Many thanks. Right, as for where I think he's gone, go into the forest and turn when you reach the tree with the bird's nest, keeping the cliff to your right. Ah, this won't work, will it? I could see the route in my mind's eye, but my feet know it better than I do. I don't think I could plot it on a map, and 'tis hard to describe. but my brother and I are the only ones who use that path to my knowledge. I suppose there's only one thing for it. I'll have to show you the way. Just be alert. The monsters of the forest have changed since the dragon's attack. I'll need you to watch over me, keep me safe. You will, won't you? Right. In we go then. My life's in your hands, friend.
We must fly to the aid of those in need.
A hard day's work is doing.
Lots to do. Precious little time.
Wish I didn't have to work to earn my bread.
Looking upon our party, I noticed that none of us are fighters.
Adding comrades of varying vocations ought to increase our effectiveness in battle.
Seems naught ever goes right. I don't like this place at all. This is a good spot. Let's stop here a moment. I've camped here with my brother many a time. No doubt he caught his breath here before moving on, same as us. Follow me. We ought press on, lest aught befall my brother.
I've just had a thought. Every master I've ever served has favored different tactics. One party I joined consisted only of ranged specialists.
Fascinating.
Naught like a feast to get you ready for bed.
Agreed. We ought to give ourselves a chance to recover ere we continue on our journey. Now we've the To tackle the day ahead.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Follow me. We ought press on. Lest aught before...
Goodness. We're higher up than I'd thought.
Take care not to fall.
We ought to proceed with caution. Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favour.
Stay with me, Arisen. Wait right there. Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
Can anyone hear me? Please! I need help!
Norbert, are you hurt? I cannot fight your prowess. Well said. That's it! You truly are formidable, Arisen.
I'd thought I was done for.
Ah, it was a near thing. How are you feeling?
I think I'll be all right. But if you hadn't come for me, Thanks, Ian.
Save your thanks, Norbert. I'm your brother. And I ought to have come sooner.
From where I'm standing, all that matters is that you made it in time. Anyway, I'm eager to be rid of this place. Let's return to the village, shall we? The sooner the better. I've got to deliver these medicinal herbs to the people who need them.
Ah, you'll hear no complaints from me. Let's be off then.
Let us take every precaution, that we might see our charge delivered safely.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Back at last. That was an ordeal.
Aye, I'm exhausted, but I can rest after I've delivered these herbs. I'll be back soon.
Good on you. Just take care, all right? You wonder why I don't follow him? So long as he stays away from that forest, he'll be fine on his own. When my brother told me he was going to fetch those herbs, I refused to join him. Said it was too dangerous. What with the monsters acting strangely of late. And I was right. But mayhap none of this would have happened had I only gone with him. My brother is always the one taking the initiative, while I stand around with my hands in my pockets. But today's misadventure showed me that the path forward is the one with fewer regrets. Even when you can't be sure where it leads. We managed to save Norbert, and perhaps that's all that matters. Still, I can't help but wonder if I couldn't have spared him some of the pain and fear he suffered. If I'd only steeled myself sooner. So from now on, I'm going to trust in my own instincts. There again will I let fear stop me from doing what I know to be right.
With Sir Norbert safely returned, Melve shan't lack for medicinal herbs. Two good deeds in one, you might say.
Make haste, then. We must leave anon. Good. Then let us...
I would have preferred not to have to fight so soon, but at least I know I am up to the challenge.
We must not let down our guard. I'll watch you roaring flames.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here? A treasure chest! That was usually can't let our way over to it. Avoid flame at any cost of risk. You have been doused in oil!
The Arisen is the lawful ruler of vermund. So it has always been. To claim the title is to claim the throne. Yet, not all claims are true. Our kingdom sees many pretenders, and they are not dealt with lightly. Lest hope on one. Regardless, do well not to invite my mistrust.
Let my magic grant you an elemental boon.
You have my protection.
Well worth the effort of breaking it. Another statue. Mayhap 'twill yield us aught of use.
I can foresee no reason not to go see it up close.
Hold here a moment. I shall bid them open the gate.
Who's that you've brought with you, Watchhead, sir?
An arisen, by all appearances.
An arisen? Another pretender, you mean? I see the Sovereign's ascension has done little to stop such charlatans from plying their trade.
'Tis uncertain. This one commands the loyalty of the pawns.
What? Impossible. You know as well as I do that there can be but one arisen, and he's up in the palace.
I'm well aware of how preposterous the idea is, thank you. However, as I do not believe it my place to rule on such a matter, I will make my report to the capital. If the claim is false, we will be rewarded handsomely for our trouble. If the claim is true, however, who can say? All's been arranged. Come, let us pass through the gate.
I swear I've not blinked once in the last hour.
An ox cart was meant to meet us, yet 'tis nowhere in sight. Aught may have befallen it. Best we press on.
From all sides.
Is everyone all right? More marks of the dragon's fury. Its rampage must have weakened the earth here.
Goblins, Master!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
I grant you fire's blaze! Use it well! You've been doused in oil! You must steer clear of fire! I'll gather this. It might be of use.
I dare say the cart shan't be traversing this. Onward! It might await us on the road ahead.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
Thought arisen.
Let us not get ahead of ourselves. The battle continues. Dare I say it, we trounced our foe well and true.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
There's no easy thing, making a living as a soldier. Oh!
One of our number is unconscious. This is generally used as a material.
I shan't be bested by the likes of you.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
Look here! Water is seeping through the cracks.
What's this? We're trapped!
Fine! A Cyclops! To think we'd encounter one here of all the place! Cyclops! Hey, be on your guard! Arisen! Are you all right? I grant you glorious fame. No miracle will bring victory. We ought to withdraw and rethink our approach. It seems we have enraged our foe.
Might we not use their rage to our advantage?
By your leave. We must rally! Panic will only play to the enemy's advantage. What's that sound? Fall back!
You have my gratitude, sir. It would seem I misjudged you. I had taken you for another false arisen. Goodness knows we see a lot of them. Yet the value you showed in coming to our aid has dispelled such thoughts. Here, take this as a mark of my trust. Give it to one of the sentinels stationed at the gates to the capital, and you'll be granted an audience with Captain Brandt. You're free to make your own way to the capital now. I see no need to keep you under constant watch, and I'm sure you'll breathe a little easier as well, aye? Of course, if you'd rather continue to accompany us, you are still welcome to join us on the ox cart. 'Tis your decision. Here's the cart now. Do you intend to join us? Very well. Board the ox cart and we'll be off.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring. I'd wager there's aught to be found here.
We ought to take a closer look.
I see a ladder yonder. We can't reach it from here. We'll have to get up there and drop it down.
Beg pardon, sir, but I'm on duty.
I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
Lessening our load will help to keep us light on our feet.
Sunset draws near.
We shall have to rely on our other senses as the darkness robs us of our sight. What rotten luck! We've need of your aid again, sir.
Strike! Now!
Fight on, and victory shall be ours.
Steel yourself!
I grant you fire's blaze!
Use it well.
Seems we drove them off. You've my thanks for aiding us. Vernworth isn't far from here. Will you join us the rest of the way? All right. Into the ox cart, then.
I was informed of your coming would be arisen.
Captain Brandt, this individual summoned a pawn through a rift stone. Several witnesses can attest to it. Though I admit I had my doubts at first. 'Twould seem this is no mere deceiver.
This one's not a bad sort. Saved our hides on the way here.
As decreed by the great will of our world, there can only be one arisen. That arisen now resides within the palace. Indeed, he is our sovereign and the rightful ruler of Vermund. It follows, therefore, that this ruffian before us is naught but a pretender. You must submit to questioning. If you value your life, you will not attempt to flee. I shall conduct the interrogation myself. Stand watch outside. I beg your forgiveness for my insolence, Your Majesty. If the Queen Regent had learned of your existence, I fear your life would have been in peril. I had no choice but to treat you as a pretender, lest my actions draw suspicion from watchful eyes. Then you have truly lost your memory? In that case, mayhap I ought to explain the situation before we proceed. You, and no other, are the sovereign, the only legitimate ruler of this kingdom. Some days past, you confronted the dragon in the village of Melve, whereupon you became arisen. The people rejoiced, for our true liege had finally appeared, ending Vermund's long years of council rule. Yet, not all celebrated your coming. Your arrival would have robbed the Queen Regent Disa of everything. During the time of the previous consul, she acted as a queen in her own right, ruling the palace as she saw fit. And just after the consul's passing, when 'twas all but certain that her son would take his father's place, word reached the castle that the Arisen had been found. To Disa, Your Majesty's very existence is naught but an obstacle to her own family's continued prosperity. The assassination of the Arisen is an impossible feat for mortal hands. Thus, Disa chose to abduct Your Majesty while you recovered from your wounds, in order to rob you of your memory with a fell curse and sell you to Batal as a slave. Following that, she prepared a replacement to serve as the sovereign in your stead. A mere puppet, however. With your majesty returned, I have no intention of twiddling my thumbs as Disa plays her games. I shall devise some plans to further our cause. Pray, visit me a night in the tavern that we might discuss them. This one's cleared of all suspicion and has my permission to remain in the capital. You are to trouble the good sir no further. Are we clear?
The townspeople depend on me.
Pray forgive me, I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Consign it! Get back here! You there! Did you see an urchin in a cap run past just now? Can you tell me which way he went? Many thanks. I'll catch that wretch yet.
You're a kind one, aren't you? 'Twould seem I am in your debt. In fact, there's aught I would ask of you if you've the time to spare.
Aha! There you are!
Oh, apologies, but our chat will have to wait. Till next we meet. Farewell.
I'm sure I can handle this.